So the screen recording program I'm using gives me a 10-minute limit with the free version. So unless I get some money to pay for the full subscription, I'm just gonna do everything in 10-minute increments. So anyways, as I was saying, for the equal command, I can also click on two circles, and now, all right, both of these circles are the same size. And since this circle is symmetric to this circle, that circle also became the same size. And that's it for these constraints. And then for dimensions, you can click on like the distance between two lines. If the lines are parallel, it will give you the distance dimension. If the two lines are not parallel, it'll ask for an angle between them. Let's see what else. You can constrain between two lines, between 2 points. So if I click between these 2 points, it's going to say, okay, do you want these a vertical distance or a horizontal distance? You usually can't get a straight line distance between 2 points unless they are connected by a line. And even then, sometimes the dimension has a hard time wanting to do that, so you have to kind of trick it a little bit sometimes if you want to get like the length of this line, for instance. Last thing I want to show is, well, actually, let's show the format commands too. So the way the format works is you can either click on one of these. So I click on construction, and then any line or anything I draw from here on out will be a construction line like that. Or alternatively, I can click on something and then click construction line, and it becomes a construction line. And the same works for center line. So click on, excuse me, let me click F9 to hide my constraints. Maybe what is going on right here? I won't hide my constraints. There we go. Don't know why that wasn't working, or if my F9 key is broken. Anyways, so get rid of the constraints. Click on this line, then click on center line right here. And now that's a center line. The same thing goes with points. So I draw a point right here, and you'll notice as crosshairs, I can click on this point and toggle that. So now it's just a point like that. And the reason you want to do that is whether you want a point to just be a point, or whether you want to be the center of a hole that you're going to draw in later. We'll go over that once we get into parts. And then you can make a dimension driven or not driven. And a driven dimension basically means you've already put a dimension there, so such as, okay, the distance from this line to this point right here. Since it's a center line, it gives me a diameter dimension, so it just assumes that I want the distance from this point to this point over here. So we'll just say, okay, sure, that's the dimension we want. And then a driven dimension, I'd say, okay, let's find the distance between, if I just say between these 2 points again, it's going to let me do that. And again, oh, I didn't demonstrate that, but basically it's saying, okay, you've already shown this dimension, so now this dimension, we're going to show you what the dimension is, but you can't actually edit that dimension. So last thing we're going to go over is the pattern. So let's just say I have a circle right here, and I want like an array of circles, so I just click on rectangular. So first I click on the geometry, and then I click the direction I want to go. If I want to go left or right, I'd have to have a line somewhere that's left or right. Since I don't have any of those drawn, I'll just click this one and see it wants to go in that direction. And then for second direction, I'll say, okay, I want to use that one. And then it puts them up like that, and then you say, you know, how many you want, like that, and it changes that. I bet you, I haven't, this is a little try this to see if I can make them in skewampus directions. Yeah, okay, yeah, see, so that's, you can even make them in not 90-degree directions, and it'll work that way too. So then you just adjust the line spacing. Let's say I want 2 inches, and you can change it however you want like that. Circular works much the same, except I'll use an axis instead. So I can, for an axis, I believe you can click on a circle and it will rotate around that circle, or go back to circular, or I can click over here on origin. So this is my, we'll go over more about using the I don't even know what you call this bar over here, but this bar right here, and we can click on different things. So for axis, we know that we're in the XY plane, so our Z-axis is facing straight up as I rotate it like that. So go back to the front plane. So I click on Z-axis here. I guess you can only do that during sketch or in solid mode. I don't use the circular command in sketch mode very often. I usually use it in the solid modeling environment. But like I shown before, you can rotate it around a circle like this. I clicked on, so you make sure I click on this for geometry, and then for my axis I click on this circle, and then it rotates around that circle. And I can say, okay, I only want it to go 180 degrees, I only want 4 of them, and just change it in that way. And then mirror works much the same as symmetric, except you create something new. So say, okay, I want this part, and then I want to mirror it about this line, and just say apply, and bam, it's mirrored about that line over here. And that's it for the sketching commands, really. I mean, we'll be going over like project geometry later on, and then you'll use this button for importing AutoCAD drawings. But other than that, that's basically all you need to know about sketching. And if you have any questions, just let me know.